And here we go with part 9. I'm just banging the camera. Part 9, guys. Part 9 of On the Spot 6. Oh man, let's do this. Next question comes to us from XX Gambit Fan XXX. And he's got a series of questions here. First question is, will you review Dragon Ball Z toys? I can probably tell you right off the bat, I probably won't do Dragon Ball Z toys. Aside from 1 or 2 episodes, I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z. And so therefore, I'm really not even into the toys. So, I'm sorry. Sorry for anyone out there that likes Dragon Ball Z. Really, it's not my cup of tea, whether you like it or not. But I probably won't review Dragon Ball Z toys. Now, unless somebody wants to send them to me, I'd be happy to review them. But at the present time, I'm not into Dragon Ball Z. He also says, what's your PSN? I guess that's my PlayStation Network name. And, I honestly don't know. I really should have checked it before I started answering these questions. I don't actually play online games. I don't play any online games. What games I do have online, like say for example SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, which right now I'm playing, I don't play online because the thing is, you go online and there's so many cheap people out there that they're so cheap. And I remember I went on with 2009 SmackDown vs. Raw, and I'd get into a match with guys and they'd just run out of the ring, and every time you went after them, they'd avoid you, and then they would just taunt, and then when they got their special, they'd run back in the ring, and somehow they'd like knock you down, and then they would give you a created finisher, and it would be like 8 power bombs, and it's just to me that just ruined my whole wanting to play online. So I really don't play online. So even if I did know my PSN network name, I guess my PS name, I could give it to you, but unfortunately, like I said, I don't play online games. And then he follows up to say, have you played Punisher No Mercy? No, actually I haven't. I'll tell you one fact about the review spot, and that is I can't play first-person shooters. So if Punisher No Mercy is a first-person shooter, I'll tell you right off the bat, I don't play those. I get motion sickness very quickly when I play first-person games. I don't know why. But my friend Sean, hey Sean, another shout out to you, buddy. My friend Sean, when I used to play, I think he always tried to get me into playing, was it GoldenEye? GoldenEye, and then there was another one after that he played. I don't remember what it is, but he always wanted me to play GoldenEye, and I sucked at the game. And I'd play for about 10 minutes, and I'd say, look, man, I just have to stop. I'm getting sick playing these things. I don't know why. Third-person games I'm fine with. Somehow first-person, I can't play. Same as first, like movies like Cloverfield. I just can't watch them. I watch them, but I get so sick. So I haven't played Punisher No Mercy. If it is a first-person game, I probably won't play it, so I apologize. But hopefully that answered your question all right, my friend. Next question is from Karim TV. He says, on the spot, Red Hulk or Deadpool? Ooh, now that's a tough one. Because I know what Red Hulk has radiation when he gets angry. He's strong. Deadpool can regenerate, heal himself. I might have to go Red Hulk on this one. I know people probably will say, dude, no, Deadpool. Deadpool would take it. But I think I might have to go Red Hulk. But that would be one great fight, I tell you. That'd be great. I'm going to go Red Hulk, though, on this one. Next question is from X Heart with Holes X. X Heart with Holes X. He says, on the spot, you live in Canada, so my question is Bret Hart as well known and loved as I've heard? Do you like him? And then he goes on to say, he's my favorite WWF wrestler and real-life superhero. I think, my friend, I can say he's a real-life superhero for many of us Canadians. And you are accurate. Bret Hart is as well known and loved as you've heard. I think Canada, there's certain staples in Canada. One is we have maple syrup. We have bagged milk. I know we don't. I don't even think in states you guys have bags of milk. It is cold, and we love Bret Hart. Many of us, Bret Hart is a hero to us, and even after the infamous Montreal screw job at Survivor Series, even I'm sure any of you guys know when Earl Hebner was in Canada during when Raw or whatever show was in Canada, you could still listen to fans chanting "You screwed Bret." Even to this day, we are still very loyal to Bret Hart, and if you ask me, he to this day is still one of the best wrestlers of all time. A great wrestler. He always wrestled clean. He never injured the guys he was wrestling, and he seldom got injured himself. It was great on the mic. He'd wrestle anybody, unlike Hogan, who would only wrestle like pay-per-views. Bret Hart is very, very true a hero to many of us. And yes, the stories are true. Bret Hart is as loved as you have heard he is. Next question is from GTA Gaming 51. On the spot, who's your favorite superhero? Well, if you already didn't know, favorite superhero still is Batman and Superman. My most beloved superhero probably as a kid growing up, gotta go Superman on this one. Gotta go with the Man of Steel. Next question is from the Zax 14. On the spot, do you answer your PMs and what do you think is the worst toy and movie ever? I try to answer my PMs, my private messages. Sometimes they get filled up, and I go back and I say to myself, okay, I don't have time to answer these just yet. I'll try to answer them later. And I know I'm sorry, there's some of them that I haven't answered yet. I will try to make a note of going in and answering the rest of them. So I don't know if you're saying this directly because you sent me a question, but for anyone out there that has sent me a private message, know that I will try to go through and answer them. If I don't answer them right away, it's not because I don't plan on answering them, guys. Review spot, if anything, one thing I'm bad for is the fact that I don't answer questions right off the bat. Sometimes I do if I can get in front of a computer, but if you have sent me a private message, I will try to answer them as many and as often as I can. And he says, what do you think is the worst toy and movie ever? Worst toy ever. I'm sure there could be several. I know Maska Tenju Batman. I know I've mentioned this already, Maska Tenju Batman. But he's definitely on there. Another worst toy ever. You know what? Maybe I'll try to keep that for a worst toys ever video. And I'll sit down and I'll try to make a really good list for you guys. So I'll postpone that answer for the time being. Worst movie ever? There's a couple of them. Oh man, there's a couple of them. Rocky Horror Picture Show, I can tell you, is one of them. I know some people like that movie, but I just cannot get into the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Another one for me is Contact. Jodie Foster, Contact. Oof, what a stinker. It was so bad. Flesh Gordon. Anyone seen Flesh Gordon? I know some people like it. I just cannot. I do not like Flesh Gordon. And I think it's a little more adult too. It's got nudity and stuff. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Maybe because I haven't read the book, I don't know, but I did not like that movie. I couldn't wait for that movie to be finished. I even leaned over to my wife and I said, I can't believe I spent money and watched this movie. And I think the last movie I can think of, without really sitting down and thinking about it, is The Master of Disguise. Another movie that I shelled out, $12, and I sat down and I watched it. And I kept looking over. I think at the time it was my girlfriend. I looked over at her and I said, I am so mad I am watching this. And I walked out I never walk out. I have never walked out at a movie. I always try to watch from start to finish. But at the end of that movie, I walked out at the credits and I said, I can't believe I spent the money and watched that crap. So those are the ones I can think of right off the top of my head. So hopefully that answers your question. Next question from Wrong Wordy 47. RONQWERT Y47. He says, what are the 3 toys you cannot live without? More power, Mubayaka. Oh man, I just screwed that up. I was trying to say that. I'm sorry. He says, what are the 3 toys you cannot live without? Well, if I had to sustain my life on toys, I'd say probably the 3 toys I couldn't live without are probably the ones you can find on the Hall of Fame. So I'd say Hulk, probably the Pit, and probably Clayface. I'd say maybe if I couldn't live without toys and those 3, I'd pick those 3. All right, next question. And I would also like to add, this is the last sheet. Whether I'm going to answer them here, probably not in this video. But between this video and the next video, I'll try to finish these up for you guys. Next question, I think for the end of this video at least. Terminator 2292 says, on the spot, not too sure if you get asked these questions before, but here I go. Okay, I'm ready for you. Number 1, of DC and Marvel universes, which do you prefer the most? Even though I like Marvel Universe and I kind of go back and forth, I think I'm still a DC Universe guy, because I love Batman, I love Superman. I think my heart is with the DC Universe. While I still like Spider-Man and I kind of go back and forth between reading certain comics, when I do read comics at least, I'm gonna have to say I'm a DC Universe guy. 2, of action figures, which do you prefer more? Now, see, that's a good question, because even though I like DC Universe figures, I still think Marvel Universe are superior figures. I know before I had a great debate where I said articulation over mold, and while I do like the DC Universe figures, the mold is kind of starting to get to me. The fact that they all kind of look the same. They are more vibrant, I think, in color than the Marvel Universe figures or the Marvel Legends figures. But I think mold-wise, I still might go with Marvel Legends. I might go with Marvel Legends. And then he says, if you could pit any one character from their respective universes to fight one another, which DC and Marvel would you like to see fight? Well, I would probably pick my boy Superman from the DC Universe. And from the Marvel Universe, I don't know, maybe Sentry, or I know we've seen it before, but I'd love to see a good drag-out fight between Hulk and Superman. Granted, Superman is strong. Hulk gets stronger the angrier he gets, but I think that would be a good dragged-out fight is Hulk and Superman. I mean, that's a real, fist to fist kind of, dragged out, throwing things at one another kind of battle. I think that would be a great fight. And then he says, enjoy the reviews. I'm also from Canada, Southern Ontario, and I know how you feel about exclusive action figures in Canada. Curses. Take care. Take care to you too, sir, Terminator 2292. Thanks for your question. And with that, I'm going to wrap this up here, guys. I've only got 4 questions left. 4. So if you guys can make it through this last video, on the spot 6, we can pack it up, and we can ship it off. It's done. 4 more questions, guys. 4 more questions. So I'll see you guys for the last video. Stay tuned.